Right now in these moments, this reminds me why all the hard work was worth it. Van life has been hard work. Working on the documentary has been hard work. Trying to grow van life to the next level has been an excruciating amount of work. I want this to be something, guys. I want it to turn into something. And it's this close. It's this close to happening. I mean, really, it's in the middle of happening right now. And it just all goes down to like something that you can create yourself. And that's what I love ultimately about all of it. It comes down to you're in control of your own destiny. Nobody else is going to do it for you. No job is going to do it for you. No relationship's going to do it for you. No amount of money is going to do it for you. You are in control of all of it. That's something you have to remind yourself every single day, 10 times a day.
I'll walk all of the miles you want me to walk. Embracing the mist in my arms, I'll be waiting till the day comes, wrapping my tears with steel, navigating this crazy wheel. There's nothing there, you know. Don't push away, don't.
What is up, guys? This is Chad with Living the Van Life up here in the Pacific Northwest. Right now I'm actually in the Columbia River Gorge on Highway 84. I'm headed for Bend, Oregon, which is in the central part of the state of Oregon. For the last 6 or 7 months I have been dealing with some transmission issues here in my Vanagon, my 3-speed automatic. While in reverse, the transmission slips. So if I have to back uphill or back out of a tough spot, then I'm not actually able to do so. So it's been pretty inhibiting here in the van having that issue. I've finally got myself into a position where I can afford to get it fixed. And German Transaxle of America in Bend, Oregon, they are the Volkswagen transmission specialists. So it's a good excuse for a road trip. We're going to take a few extra days to do some camping, do some exploring in and around Oregon. Excited to have you guys on board. Welcome to the journey. Well, I just got done doing a little bit of shopping here at the local Safeway here in Hood River, Oregon. It's right along the Columbia River here in the Columbia River Gorge. There is a camping spot that is about 6 to 7 miles up the road here. Gonna be doing some cooking of a New York strip steak and some broccolini over at Campfire, and hopefully with a good view. So a little bit of camping coming your way. Guys, this is exactly why you want to take chances on a camp spot. This is exactly why you want to explore. Look at this. That road coming up here was really awesome. Right at the last minute before this destination, it asked me to take a right on a forest road. And to be quite honest, I got in there a little ways and it was a bit of a climb. It was rutted, it was muddy, and I was a little bit concerned of if I was going to be able to make it up here. I gunned it, got it through there, got up here to this spot, and just in time for the last little bit of light so that I can show you guys where this is at. At this point, I'm going to build a fire. Prep some food. I got some avocados so I can make some guacamole and a steak to be able to cook over the fire. Definitely gonna kick back and enjoy this moment. It's so quiet up here. Wow. That shit gives me goosebumps right there. I've just been running so wild and crazy. Really a lot of behind the scenes stuff for the YouTube channel. The last couple weeks have been pretty intense, pretty stressful, and pretty hectic, but I tell you what. Getting out here to this silence. Oh, I got such goosebumps right now. This is exactly what I needed. It's pretty cool. Let's get camp set up. Well, I hate to say it, guys, but I had to break it, and I bought the good old store-bought firewood. It was just last minute. It was getting dark quick, and I wanted some firewood to be able to cook my meal. So I did it. I like to cut firewood when I can, but it just wasn't practical. I didn't know the area I was getting up into. So, anyways, let's get this fire going. Well, that was a smooth move. I actually forgot to turn the camera on at that moment where I started the fire. But nonetheless, the fire is started. Gonna get a good bed of coals going so we can get the steak going. This time I'm gonna do the steak a little differently. I actually added a new item to the van, and that is a campfire grate to be able to put over the top of the coals and set the steak on that. We're still gonna use the skillet for some broccolini. Have a little vegetables with the steak. We should be good to go. salt, garlic powder, and pepper. That right there is the ticket. A little bit of a guacamole snack to hold me over while I get these steaks going. Also going to do the broccolini. So the rest of the onions that I didn't use here in the guacamole, I'm going to put in the skillet with the broccolini. A little bit of sesame oil, also a little bit of coconut oil. Cook that up, and then we're going to do the steak. Now what I've done is I've let my coals settle down. I placed 2 rocks on either side so that I can set my grate there, and then I've got some distance between my coals. Hopefully this is going to cook better than my last video where I burned the steak inside the skillet. Now I'm still going to use a skillet for my vegetables, and I'm going to set it over here a little bit away from the heat, but the steak's going to go right here over the top. Drop a little bit of coconut oil in here for the vegetables. I like coconut oil because it actually does good with flavor as well. After the vegetables cook for a little bit, we're going to hit it with some sesame oil. Need a few more of these coals over here under this skillet. This time we're doing a little slower, and it seems to be working out really good. All right, I think that about does it for that steak. I love that. Huh. Seriously, guys, that is the ticket. This setup right here, huh. Finally getting this campfire cooking stuff figured out. Wow. Having the steak up off the coals, over the grate, flame kissed, pink inside, nice on the outside. Huh. Tender, savory, amazing flavor. There's nothing like being on a road trip, driving all day, finding some dirt roads in a completely foreign area, finding your way all the way to the top of a mountain to an amazing view, building a fire, and then enjoying van life and getting to cook a meal. There's something about the whole experience that makes the meal taste just that much more special. I don't know if you guys can see, but out the front window, buried up there in the clouds, is Mount Adams. But to wake up to this view and have this be the first thing you see in the morning, that right there, if that doesn't get you inspired to start your day, I don't know what else will. This is a new addition to van life right here, the AeroPress Go. Figured I'm always doing tea on the jet boil. It'd be cool to give some fresh ground coffee a try here in the van. This is my first time using it. That's your coffee filter. Got your plunger. I was just thinking how freaking thankful I am for the opportunity to live this kind of lifestyle. It was just hitting me again, like I've been in my van solid for the last year. If I've been in town, I sleep in the van every single night in and around town in the urban scene. It just became a place to sleep. Getting out on the road, getting to come to this camp spot, getting to wake up, make coffee. The dinner last night was over the top delicious. This was just the recharge that I needed in van life, to realize that you can drive your home to the top of a mountain and you've got everything that you need to survive right here in this little Volkswagen van. Super stoked that my van has put me in this position, that this lifestyle has put me in this location to wake up to. This water is at 175 degrees. Let's see how this thing works. Cheers, guys, to a fresh brewed cup of coffee right here in the Vanagon. That's actually really good. Alright guys, I'm going to start breaking down camp here. Got about a 3-hour trip to Bend. I've got all day to do that drive today, so who knows what we'll find between here and there. That's the fun part about being on the open road and exploring. Well, so this is a pretty cool opportunity. I was just coming down off the mountain from the campsite and got a message on Instagram from one of the gentlemen who's been following the channel, always commenting, always being part of the comments and participating. And just so happened that he was passing down I-84. He's a truck driver with a load headed up to Washington. Just barely crossing paths, and so we figured we'd pull off on the side of the freeway here and at least shake hands, get a little introduction. It's always cool to be able to meet fans out on the road, so super stoked for that. Here I am with Steve. Steve, tell us who you are.
I'm a truck driver from California originally, San Jose, but I live in Iowa now. I watch your channel. It's kind of interesting because I saw you on Instagram. It was easy to find you.
Heck yeah, man. So do you pretty much like live in this thing then? Is it your...
Yeah, just kind of like you live in your van.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of can relate to you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just me and my dog.
So how long have you been full-time in it in the truck?
8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. That's actually what I used to do for a living. Not long haul like these guys, but hauling equipment. And these guys spend a lot of miles on the road.
In the 8 years, if my dad has it correct, I'm almost to 1 million miles.
Wow.
But I got over 1 million something on the truck.
Wow. That blows my mind when these trucks and these drivers get 1 million miles on their rigs. Like, that's some serious road tripping right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Well, it's cool meeting up with you, Steve.
You too.
Steve, it was freaking awesome to sit and chat with you on the side of the freeway, talk about life on the road. It's always cool to run into subscribers that follow the Living the Van Life YouTube channel. Such a unique opportunity because we spend time together digitally and electronically, so to be able to meet in person and actually shake hands, that's a pretty cool opportunity. So big shout out to Steve, living life on the road, making things happen. I think a big thing that we don't realize as society is how important our trucking system is and how important it is to our society and our day-to-day life. Big shout out to Steve. Keep on trucking out there, brother. A spot in mind that I'd like to camp just south of Madras here on my way to Bend. It's actually a spot that I've been to before. If I can get all the way to the top like I did before, it's going to be a pretty spectacular camp spot. That is for sure. Fingers are crossed. Southbound, here we go.
Winterland, tell me all your secrets. Fill me in on your wildest moments. Colored trees, your yellow leaves move me. Dancing roofs, your painted red shakes the room. When I get there, I'll let my feet roll. When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control. When I get there, I'll know the answer. Let me know when I get closer. Winterland, you're my sailing ship. Guide me in when you head for your trip. Right out of this wicked black and into bright sand. Straight towards the warm sun and into his hands. When I get there, I'll let my feet roll. When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control. When I get there, I'll know the answer.
I honestly don't know how I find these places. Rather, I feel like these places find me. It comes with exploring dirt roads, exploring the path less traveled, and this is where you end up in places like this. As you could probably hear outside, the wind is really ferocious right now. I did bring firewood to be able to cook a meal over the fire, but I don't think that's going to work out too well with winds like this. So might end up cooking here inside the van, which is all right. prepared to be able to do that. Especially after last night's meal over the campfire. I've definitely been really enjoying these campfire meals. The old two-wheel drive, she definitely had its run for her money coming up this hill. Not even really traction-wise, but more gearing-wise. With my bigger tires and just stock gearing in the transmission, climbing hills, it's a little underpowered. This was a steep climb coming up here, but that's all right. It's pretty freaking rad. This wind is bad. I don't even know if you can hear me, but the sunset. Let's get you guys some sunset light over here. Yeah. There we go, right there, sunset. But this view, pretty spectacular. It is still quite windy outside, but I've got the van positioned in a way to where it's blocking a lot of the wind. I started a fire, and so far so good. I think we'll be able to cook. Right now I'm just organizing some of the groceries that I got while I was at the store earlier. I was here in the van and doing some work, and I'm like way out in the middle of nowhere on top of this mountain. Amazing 360-degree view. It's dark, and I hear this vehicle like climbing the hill that I had to climb to get up here. Lo and behold, they pull up right here next to my fire. Initially I was thinking like, oh man, like, am I on somebody's property? Am I gonna get kicked out? Like, what's the deal? Roll down the window and like, hey man, you want some beer? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? There was actually 4 people in this tiny little Jeep. Hung out around the fire. We stoked the fire up, exchanged stories. A few of them are from Canada, a few of them from locally here in Oregon. Yeah, we just had a good time drinking some beers and hanging out around the fire. So totally, completely random. Stoked that these types of situations put you in those types of situations. So anyways, here we are. I got some chicken, some okras, some Brussels sprouts, and we're gonna cook that up, do a meal. Who knows what it'll bring. Anyways, stoked on top of a mountain, that's for sure. I did splurge and I got some Milano mint chocolate cookies. Those will be for dessert. I always like to remain organized in such a small space like the van. So when I load it up with groceries, I like to take a moment to just go through everything and get everything organized. It just makes me feel better. Doing some okras tonight. I don't feel like it's something that you find quite often, but when you do, they're awesome. Sizes like that. The Brussels sprouts come in a package where they're already pre-cut. I'm just going to take it one step further and get them into quartered size. Switching it up tonight. Do something a little different than the old steak on the skillet over the campfire. That's going to be my veggie lineup. Okras, Brussels sprouts, some asparagus. I'm going to season it up with some salt and pepper, some coconut oil, and then in the last few minutes of cooking in the skillet, I'm going to add some sesame oil, and that's going to finish it off nicely with some good flavor. For our meat on the evening is going to be skinless, boneless chicken thighs. I like these cuts of meat because they're very tender, very juicy, and they cook up very, very well in a grill type situations. I'm going to add some sesame oil into here. I'm going to add some salt, and I'm going to add a little bit of Montreal steak seasoning. We're going to do the same with this piece here. What I'm going to do is Place a rock there. Place a rock there. That should get the job done. Okay guys, this is shaping up to be a good fire for some cooking here. Lots of coconut oil. Adds such good flavor to the vegetables. We're gonna get our salt in there. Some Montreal. That's going to be our base for the vegetables. Then we're going to just put the top on that and let that go to town. Yeah. So I want to add just a hair more heat underneath my chicken. Some to give it some flame kiss. That's going to give it some nice flavor. This chicken is looking good. Oh man. I don't know guys, you just can't cook chicken like this any other way. The fact that it just lightly gets golden brown. It's looking delicious. There it is, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm actually debating with myself right now. Is it the fact that I'm just on the road and these meals taste exceptionally well because I'm just loving life right now? Or is it the fact that this campfire cooking is like really the bomb? Because the flavor and the crispy texture that comes out of this stuff, maybe it's because you work extra hard for a meal like this. That could be it. Because when you work hard, the reward is that much more exciting. I mean, really, that should apply to anything in life. I just wish that every meal could taste this good. I know that it would seem easy to be able to exaggerate how good this is over a video. You guys are sitting in your living room watching this video right now. It might be like, oh yeah, he's just making it up. Come on over. I'll cook you a meal and you tell me for yourself if it's dang good or what. I'm definitely thankful for these opportunities. Right now, in these moments, when the food is good, this reminds me why all the hard work was worth it. Van life has been hard work. Working on the documentary has been hard work. Trying to grow van life to the next level has been an excruciating amount of work. I want this to be something, guys. I want it to turn into something. And it's this close. It's this close to happening. I mean, really, it's in the middle of happening right now. And it's exciting. And it just all goes down to like something that you can create yourself. And that's what I love ultimately about all of it. It comes down to you're in control of your own destiny. Nobody else is going to do it for you. No job is going to do it for you. No relationship's going to do it for you. No amount of money is going to do it for you. You are in control of all of it. That's something you have to remind yourself every single day, 10 times a day. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to enjoy this meal in the moment.